Hello there, welcome to bitparade.co.uk's look at The Last Tinker, City of Colours. It's a sort of an action platformer character action game that it's out on Steam in a couple of days. I think it's out on the 12th. We've had the game for a couple of days, played through it. I've finished the game. Just this is going to be sort of a couple of hours in. I've sort of raced through to get to this point so I can show you something a bit more interesting than just the start of the game. It's sort of in the vein of, I don't know, sort of Ratchet and Clank maybe, or sort of Jak and Daxter. It's sort of kind of basic sort of combat there. You can dodge and stuff. There's a bit more to it later on, but we're going to meet the Green Spirit now, and every time you meet a new spirit, you get a new colour to use to solve puzzles and to in combat. So the Green Spirit is here. So to give you a bit of background, we are in Colour Town, which is, you can see, it's sort of similar plot to, I guess, like Little Big Planet or Tearaway, in that you're a tinker who can make stuff. So that's, at no point does that become particularly important. Well, that you're a tinker becomes important, but you never actually sort of make stuff. But the entire world, if you look at the sort of textures there, it's kind of made out of cardboard and stuff. And there's a tree up there. It's cardboard and paint and stuff. So everything's made out of. Right? Yeah, I'm going the right way. Yeah, everything's made out of card in some way. The platforming is quite basic. It's sort of hold right trigger and push forward, and when it gets more complicated, it's about timing. So there'll be something in the way that you need to avoid, or something along those lines. Yeah, the entire city is split up into three types of colours. There's green, there's blue, and red. I've got the red guy already, which lets me attack the bleakness, which is basically white stuff that you can see over there in the background. The city used to get along, but now doesn't. This is the sort of Ratchet and Clank stuff here. Oh, messed this up. So yeah, it's sort of an allegory for race, I guess. It's it's actually, I've been a bit critical of it, or not critical, but a bit sniffy about it, because it's not. It's fairly heavy-handed that the red people don't like the green people who don't like the blue people, and all that sort of stuff. It's not exactly subtle, but it does. It actually ends up doing quite a decent job with it. It's not too bad. Okay, we're going to have a bit of combat. As you can see, there's not a huge amount to it, really. So he's in one of these. He's not in the one that it showed us at the start, but. So I hopefully it comes across on the video, but it's a great looking game. There's a section later on where it's all raining and stuff, and it genuinely looks brilliant. It's a really, really nice looking game. I'm less keen on some of the sound effects and stuff, the way people talk. I mean, you hear it with the green guy. There's no speech as such. It's just kind of noise. Let's see if this turns into a fight or anything. Let's see what's down here. Can we go down here? Yeah, something to fight. So there's brushes you can collect as well. And they are used to unlock. I can't believe I'm concentrating on this. See, this is where I'm slightly unsure as to how. I consider it a kids game, really. And I don't know if it is, judging by, there we go, there's a paintbrush there. So the reason I went and found that is because I think this is a really good touch, that if you find all the paintbrushes, for everyone you find, give or take, you unlock like some art or something like that, concept art, which isn't that interesting. As much as I do like the art in this game. But they've also included some cheats in there, and it's stuff like big head mode or small head modes in there as well. But there's also a god mode, which you don't get to see very often. But yeah, that's like I'm a big fan of god modes, so I thought it was a really good touch. But you have to pretty much find everything. So okay, this is one of the other things I wanted to show. So there's mushroom people who, I don't know if you saw, but if I hit him with the red colour, he explodes. I forget what green does to him, but yeah, different use of colours does different things. We'll find that out in a minute, hopefully. So we need to blow this up to let this guy out. So yeah, I won't spoil what happened because it actually does a decent job with the story. But there's the colour is being taken from the world by this bleak stuff, which, given that the town's called Colour Town, you know, its colour's fairly important to him. So we can't go through this stuff. We need to find a way around. So this is the like the dreamscape or something. Like I say, the platforming doesn't involve a lot of skill. I'm not having to, well, you see, I say that and die. But that's the sort of stuff I mean, is that you have to, it's more about timing when it does like pose a challenge. So green, I forget what he used to be. I think he used to be curious, but after they've all fallen out and stuff, he's scared now, and that's his character trait. Red, rather than being sort of courageous and brave, is just aggressive, and blue was supposed to be wise, but is now depressed. So I ended up having a look at some of I put our review up today, and I posted about on Twitter, and I looked at the hashtag to see, if other people put their reviews up and what they got. There was 3 reviews. The other 2 people had given it an 8. One of them was in German, so I couldn't read the review. Yeah, so I gave the game a 6 because while I didn't dislike it as such, it's just not. I don't know. It doesn't really excel or anything, it's not the... There we go. Oh, can I not go this way? I'm not too sure what was happening there. Let's get this brush. So I suspect there's going to be... Yeah, okay, there is combat. So this is what I wanted to show you, basically. You've seen me just attack people, or attack these enemies. This is what the different colours do, and this is one of the things I do like about the game. I don't think they go far enough with it, but it's a nice idea that as you're getting attacked, so that thing there, big lizard type thing, he sort of kicks his stuff out and or kicks out enemies or spawns enemies. The green power makes them run in the opposite direction. So because that's this character trait that he's got, is that he's scared all the time. So if there's if there's let's pick that up. If there's thorns around, but then you can you can pop the enemies as such, but you can also make them run off a ledge, or I think they die if they just run into the white stuff as well, which is strange because they are the white stuff. Is that everyone? Yep. So that's our friend, I think he's called Tap. Doesn't really do a lot, but you can't speak, so he speaks for you. So we need to get around there. I'm not entirely sure how. We probably did point me in the direction to do it. This way? Yeah. Don't think there's no. I keep collecting stuff as well. I was doing it just to get to this point so I could show you, do it for the video. I was still collecting stuff, which I think I've got a problem. So we can use A on him, as you can see, and then he sets off. So that mini sort of mushroom we saw, this is the big version, this is the full version. You have to get him first, and you learn to shrink him. When he's shrunk down, he becomes the bomber version. So yeah, this is like the grinding has a similar problem. It's not as fast as it looks. This doesn't look especially fast, but when you're on the rails, the timing can be a bit odd because it looks like you're traveling faster than you are. This is the sort of thing that I'm on about with the why I sort of feel a bit bad about not giving it the greatest score, because it's a much better game than I expected it to be. I don't think it starts very well at all. I think the tutorial section is pretty poor. It goes on too long as well, and it just takes a while to get going, and it sets it up to be a lesser game than it is. It's like I say, the story seems, or the allegory seems heavy-handed, and yeah, it's actually much better than that. But you don't get that impression. No, oh, I could have just carried on running straight, couldn't I? Yeah, so like this sort of stuff, it's not terrible, but it's not the most fun thing ever. So we can just pop this. We'll pop all these guys, I think. Is that everyone? I'm not sure if this does. Yeah. So I think we could just get off and fight people as normal on this bit, but let's stay on him. So I sort of expected to be able to mix and match better, or more, I should say. Like, so it's not like you can, maybe apps every now and then, but you don't get to make full use of your powers. So this sort of thing, you won't get to ride around just destroying people all the time. There's certain bits where you can do it, and if it's not one of those bits, then you can't really do it. It's a shame it doesn't explore the sort of gameplay elements that it starts up. There's a brush there. Should we go and get the brush? No, let's not go. No. Let's keep moving. Just keep showing you new stuff. So yeah, like I say, I feel a bit bad that I didn't enjoy this as much as scarf there. As much as other people did. It's really well made. I mean, there's a few bits where I've sort of got clipped on platforms or something, like this sort of bit where there's a bump here, or like it's all sort of bumpy, not entirely flat. I've sometimes got stuck, not been able to move forwards, not stuck properly. I can walk backwards still, but just not made enough. Sorry, concentrating Like it's stopped the flow of the game, stopped me moving forward. It's you know, just clipped on a wall or something like that, and you were sprinting, and now all of a sudden you're not. So these coins let you, or not coins, diamonds, I guess, whatever, gems, let you buy stuff, buy new moves. Um, it just sort of basically lets you make more powerful, also buy more powerful moves, or make skills last a bit longer. So the character then, the green spirit, managed to slow down time. That's quite useful for puzzle stuff. Again, you don't get to use it in combat as much as you might. But yeah, it would make that last longer. So we're in the green district. I'm trying to remember what happens in all this sort of section. So yeah, like a lot of the game is colourful. It looks like a kind of like a rare game or something. Like that's a good character model in my opinion. Like it's a nice design. Not all of them look that good. The sort of core characters do, but the just the main civilians and stuff I don't think look particularly great. Although we're in the green area, so these people might, because they're the ones that look like rabbits with turtle shells on them. Should we go up here? Probably a bad idea. Paintbrush. Didn't need to collect it, I don't know why I'm collecting it. So I think we have to go this way. So there is, like I said, there is exploration. I mean, you can go off and try and find the brushes and stuff. The game's got a bit of humour there. I just walked past it. So like these, okay, he's hidden now, but the character designs on them are pretty good. I like them. Which way are we going? Going over there. Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? But yeah, some of the others, particularly at the start of the game, aren't all that interesting. But yeah, the levels themselves look great, I think. So this is going to show some of the puzzling. This is too bad, it shouldn't take too long, hopefully. So we've got Bomber, who is the smaller version of Biggs. And is there anything up here? Let's get some money. So, the move we've got is that we can pick him up. This is the new move we've got for him. And I should have called him over, it would have been quicker. And then we can release him when there's a gap, and he will blow up. And he might well pop as well. No, we've got him through. So let's get him over here. So yeah, you whistle and call him over. The range on that whistle isn't particularly long, unfortunately. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, this starts introducing some more gameplay elements. So you can throw him and he goes into pipes. And like I say, it's certain sections, but it's good because these are probably my favourite sections of the games, the bits where you have to use a bit of thought. It's quite involved, and while I've been not dismissive of the game being aimed at younger, I don't know that maybe I'm not giving it enough credit in terms of, or I'm giving it too much slack in terms of it being aimed younger. Like it's sort of like, oh yeah, of course it's aimed at kids, so it's, you know, the combat's not great and stuff. Because the combat's okay. You know, you can mix and match stuff. It's generally not impossibly hard or anything. It's fine, but these puzzle things are the bits where I've played a lot of games over the years, and I've had to put a bit of thought in. So it's kind of commendable with that it's not a dumb game. So this is where the kid, yeah, there he is. So yeah, the game's not necessarily funny, but there is a nice humour to it. It's again, it's more sort of evidence that it's not. Oh, actually, I think I need to. I hope I've not messed that up. Oh, I think I messed up. Or is he over here? We can call him back. So he won't go through the pipe until unless Bomber goes with him. Oh, I should have set him running. So you see, he's learnt a lesson there that not, you know, just because I'm not green, it doesn't mean that I'm a bad person, you know. So I need to go back and back to his dad, I think. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like it's at some points it seems very skewed, very young, but there's enough challenge and stuff. It's not terrible. My issue with it is, I mean we've. You know, it's not maybe the kind of game I'd necessarily play anyway, and that it's I said that the fact that I think it's aimed at younger people, that doesn't bother me. That's not the reason not to play. There's plenty. I own a Wii U, so you know, it's clearly not an issue for me. But it is the you know, I just don't think. I mean, it's technically an indie game on Steam. But it's not an indie game on Steam the way that maybe I shouldn't say stuff like this, but the way that say Papers, Please is. You know what I mean? It's something that should have come out sort of PS2 era. It reminds me of. It's that kind of game. Like, it's really well done, but it's just not. It's not something that just because it's colourful and bright and stuff like. It's not that Papers, Please is colourful or bright. But it's not. I don't know. I'm talking myself into a corner. I think I'm about to say something that I don't. You know, it's colourful and bright doesn't necessarily mean easy, and it doesn't necessarily mean kid stuff. You know, Wonderful 101 is colourful and bright, and it's a very difficult game. This just, I don't think ever gets as interesting as it could be. It's certainly not bad though. It certainly does get fairly decent at points. Like the bomber stuff's fine. And I put this in the review as well. That you know, I played Daylight the other week or last week. Did a review for that, and I'd much rather play through all of this again than play Daylight again. And Daylight takes like 2 hours, if that. Whereas this took me sort of 7 or 8 or something. Yeah, like it's a better game than Daylight, and so you know, you may well enjoy it more, even though it's maybe aimed slightly younger. But it's not going to be. I don't know. It's not quite good enough. I don't think. I don't know that it's necessarily going to win people over. I just think it starts. Like I say, it starts badly, and the better parts of the game come later on. But you're not necessarily going to see that unless you really, really want to stick with it, or have to. You know, the first couple of hours aren't particularly great, and that's, you know, it's fine for someone like me. I had to review it, but if you've bought it and just trying to play through because yeah, it looks alright. I haven't played this kind of game for a while. It's maybe not going to be everything you want it to be, but at the same time, when it's good, it's pretty decent. It's just it can be very slow moving at points. There's a boss fight in the blue section that's not particularly interesting. Do you know what, I'm not going to do this because it's you'll see something that I don't want to show you. You'll see a character that you don't want to see. So yeah, I'm going to call it here, but it's called The Last Tinker City of Colours. The review is up on bitparade.co.uk. I will put it in the sort of comments section below. This video will be going up on Bitparade as well, and yeah, like I say, it's not terrible. You've seen what it looks like. It looks great, and the gameplay's fine. Like, it's not a bad game at all. Some bits are better than others. It gets tough at points. There's more detail in the review. But yeah, it's all right. Like I say, it won me over to the point where I felt bad not giving it a better score, because the amount of work that's gone in, the amount of care and attention to detail and stuff like that that's gone in, it deserves credit for that. But at the same time, if I as a 30-something gamer am reviewing it, I can only review it as me, and it's same with any game. It doesn't matter what age group is there for. If you don't like the game, it's not a genre you like or whatever, tough. You don't like it, you can't just go and assume that other people will. So yeah, it's a better game than you might think. It's certainly a better game than I thought it was going to be after 2 hours. But at the same time, it just doesn't quite do enough for me. So yeah, like I say, it's Last Tinker City of Colours. If you need a game, it's coming to PS4 as well. So if you need a game for sort of, I don't know, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, I think that's about the sort of age it's aimed at, then yeah, if you like Ratchet and Clank and you want something similar, then sure, why not? This is a decent game, Jack and Daxter, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's possibly better than some of those have been over recent years. But yeah, anyway, hope you enjoy it, and if you do get the game, I hope you enjoyed that as well. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Come visit us at bitparade.co.uk, and yeah, like the video if you like the video. Okay, cheers.